All right. Took a little longer than I wanted to set this up. Hopefully we get some people on. Why is my camera? I am not in the center, am I? Let's see that. And that. All right, so I'm live. Hopefully some of my students will come on to this, but we shall see. Just basically trying out some different means to stay in touch with my classes, stay in touch with my students. This is really their time to come on if they want to come on, say anything. I don't know, but there is no one on, so maybe that means the better time is in the mornings. In the morning session, we did have some people. So are we going to have anyone? Well, while we're waiting, I can be doing stuff. Which is always my plan. Oh. Let's see here. The difference between bottom-up and top-down learning. Same thing as the difference between bottom-up and top-down management. Now I wonder. This, oh, that's on a share. Cool. Let's see here. Let's go to Chrome extensions. Let's see. Share. We have no people on. Oh, I can't believe my morning session was more popular. Thought this would give some people a better time. There are people in a class right now too, which could be an issue. Huh. Huh. Oh man. Oh man. Mhm. Hmm. All right, let's see. Interesting. I'm reading a question here about someone who is in a master's program and the name of the program is changing and they're wondering if they should stay in an extra semester to get the new name. And I just can't figure it out. So the original name is Information and Learning Technologies, and the new name is Learning Design and Technology. They both sound the same to me. I don't know why they really are questioning it. Oh man, so many odd things that I find on the internet here. Different instructional design questions. Let's see. See. Internships and class projects should be enough to show what you can do. All right. So very strange. So I'm always reading these instructional design questions on like Reddit and LinkedIn just to get a feel for the field and to keep myself up to date with what's going on, to see what people know and don't know. Oh, someone has a question about computers. Does the memory need to be 32 gigabytes? That should be GB for gigabytes. Is this a computer for yourself? I prefer 32 gigabytes. If I was buying a computer right now, I would definitely not buy one that's less than 12 gigabytes. That would be my bare minimum. You can find computers that are like 4 and 8, but honestly, you know, I bought my wife a slow computer 2 years ago and it was 8 gigabytes. I personally wouldn't get anything under 16, but 12 is the bare minimum I would go. I would not be looking at the 8. So you don't need to go 32. No. Yeah, 16 is fine. 16 is fine. You know, importantly is looking at like, you know, making sure it actually has a video card that can process stuff, but it all depends what you want to do on it too. Like, you know, I'm a gamer, so I need to have like the best video card. I do a lot of video like this. Like if I'm streaming right now, like what I'm doing, I need that like good video card. I need the gigabytes of memory. Like those are two components and a good processor. So like it all depends what you're really used for it. You know, if you're just like I'm an instructional designer, I'm going to use Captivate, Articulate, maybe some Photoshop, you're going to do okay with the lower. Yeah, that's a good one. Anything by NVIDIA, the GeForce is fine. You're going to be good. I really like the Alienware machines, but there are other good brands out there too, like Asus, and there are tons of them out there that are good. I just personally like Alienware, but then again, that's really my only choice because UNCW only lets us buy Dell computers, which is owned by Alienware. So even like creating a course, I mean, you're going to be good on most computers. I just would not get, I would definitely look at like 16 would be like a nice, happy medium. Like, yeah, it'll last you a while, and 16 is good, a good number. I think 32 is like, hey, I want power. Like I'm paying for some power. And there was even 64 gigabytes, which you can't really get on laptops yet, but you can on machine desktops. But I think you don't really need that. Oh, I cannot stand getting over a cold. I've had a cold since Saturday. It came Saturday afternoon, which is really like when it started. This is like day 4. This is ridiculous. I hate this. Day 3, I guess. Day 4. Oh, I just hate having it. It's all fortunately like above my neck, so it's just a pain. I feel okay. I just don't want to get other people sick. I haven't been in the office yet this week. I don't know if I'm going to go in tomorrow either, if I'm still sneezing and stuff. But yeah, I mean, as far as the computer goes, 16 is good. You don't really need to pay for the 32. I just like it. My preference is more. But that sounds good. Definitely. So what I was doing earlier is I was looking at some basic instructional design questions, stuff that I see online posted everywhere. This person was posting about the title of their program when they should graduate. Here's a question. Someone's posting about the job descriptions in our field. They want everyone to do everything, but they're not sure. They're asking, what should a new ID focus on? In what area of ID? Development, working with SMEs, compiling design documents, conducting analysis. And it's like, you got to focus on all that stuff. Is it more important to learn development tools or spend time reading books on ID? Oh, man. Development tools are not important. Development tools change every year, every project. The development tools I learned during my master's in the early 2000s aren't even around anymore. They're not even here. Oh, I feel like I should be typing to this person, but I can't. I can't just type to random people who are asking questions. It's just not worth it. But one thing I tell you guys all the time is the tools go away. When I was getting my master's, we were using Director, Toolbook, Authorware, and Flash was the new one that was coming out at the time. None of you have probably even heard of Director, Authorware, or Toolbook because they're not around anymore. They were replaced. So all the stuff you guys are learning, like Captivate and Articulate, will probably be gone. Surprisingly, there was Captivate at that time. It was called RoboDemo. And then Macromedia bought it. And then when Adobe bought Macromedia in the mid 2000s, like 2006, it changed to Captivate. But that the software we're using now probably won't even be around. So never focus on the tools. The tools, you have to know them, but they're easy to learn. Focus on being a good instructional designer. The tools are easy. The money isn't in the tools either. The money is being a good ID. So I'm trying this nighttime out. There's not as many people on, at least have been coming on and off in the last 20 minutes as there was in my morning time slot. I had a lot more. So I think next week I'll probably try a morning time slot again. Just want to find a time when most people are available. How do you become a good ID? Practice. Practice. First, your classes. I mean, you got to get through all your coursework. And then once you get through all your coursework, you understand all the basic competencies, you're going to start learning how to apply it. So it's just like, how do we learn? You're going to learn all the components of being a good instructional designer. And then we're going to practice it in in all of your classes. You're going to get to actually practice doing it with clients and stuff, in real projects, internship and everything. And by that time, you'll be a pretty competent instructional designer. You'll be confident enough to talk to clients. And at that point, you'll interview well and get a job. And then you'll slowly become better and better. You know, when you're a new instructional designer working on like a basic e-learning project, you know, it's going to take you like 3 to 4 months to do that project. A good instructional designer who's been doing it for 5 years will be able to do that project in like 70% of the time that you can do it in, just because they are so well versed in what they're doing. But it's just learning the process and then practicing it and practicing it. Learning how to talk to clients, learning how to come up with solutions. I mean, really being able to identify a problem and solve it using a good solution. We have a lot of instructional designers out there that really go into meet with a client and they have a solution before they've even heard the problem. So being a good ID is really knowing the field. There are just, the problem with our field is there are a lot of people that were just hired to be instructional designers, you know, like someone promoted into the position, and then they're out there being an instructional designer and not always doing a good job just because they don't know what they don't know. And you can never know everything. I mean, I never assume I know everything. I might sound like I think I know everything, but I don't really feel that way. I'm pretty confident about our field, but there's definitely research out there that, you know, I haven't read and is coming out, and new stuff all the time. But the basic components of our field are not going to change, and they're just there to stay. I cannot believe I'm still sick. So I like the YouTube live stream option. The one thing I wish it did is I wish I could more easily share my desktop. I have a way to do it, but the issue is that there's like a nice 20-second or so lag versus me doing it like this. There's zero lag. So I'm not sure if 20-second lag is worthwhile to try streaming to you guys that way or not. But one of the cool things about these streams is you guys can always go back and watch them too. I guess I need to keep playing with it a little bit. Trying out some new stuff. But this is always part of our field, you know, just sitting there trying out new stuff, new tools, exploring, seeing how students react to them. It's part of the fun too. My kids are like, wow, you sit there and get to play with technology all day? I'm like, no, not all day, but some of the day, yeah. Some of the day. But I like this. I don't mind being on and streaming and just being able to like answer your questions while, you know, I can be doing work or doing something else and just kind of be live. I think it's kind of cool. I don't know why I find it so interesting. Just trying to be available to you guys. You know, your classes are all online, and I want some live interaction. I want you to be able to at least interact with me live. This is more like of a public forum, so you know you can't come on, but I don't know. Just trying it out. When I tell people we have the best program in the country, it's because I want to try new stuff out, and I want to do it before every other program is. Oh, these forums just bother me. The questions people ask sometimes. So many people just go into our field without learning the field first. It's like trying to be a doctor without learning how to be a real doctor. Let's see. Any affordable storyline certifications? Using storyline is, a step up from PowerPoint. Why one would need a certification in it, I don't know. It's very simple to use. Oh wow, it's 7:59 already. All right. I am going to wrap this up. Video is saved, so you can always check it out if you want to, if you forget anything. But I'm going to continue playing with this. Continue giving you guys some different times to come on and off and everything. Just testing it out, seeing different times that work for everyone. And eventually I want to try to come up with some kind of weekly schedule. But for now, just, we're going to do a little sporadic for the next few weeks, especially, we're in March, next week's spring break. So maybe I'll do it next week during spring break. It doesn't matter to me. So we'll kind of see what's going on. I probably won't. I don't know if I'm going to be in the office again tomorrow or not, just because of my cold. I mean, I still feel really stuffy. So I'm going to kind of see how I feel in the morning. We have so many faculty with kids, and I have kids. So when someone's sick, like I don't want them in the building. So I have to respect them and not come in when I am sick. So anyway, guys, it's 8. So that's the end of the stream. Have a good night, and see you guys online. Bye.